point of all these stories that I wanted to convey is the importance of giving back, the importance of volunteering, of being thoughtful of others in your community. That's the best way to become a leader, I think, and understanding those that need help, those that need support. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to teach inner city kids in Havana, in Little Havana, baseball. The only reason why I got into Rice basically was because of my ability to play baseball. I had a chance to play with Alex Rodriguez in high school, which is kind of cool, and Lance Berkman and a few other pros at Rice. But working with inner city kids in baseball and teaching them life skills of basically stepping up and being leaders in their own homes in their own right was also an important experience. In Houston, when I was at Rice, I also had the chance to work for a Catholic charity on the weekends with kids also in inner city schools in Houston. And there, once again, had an incredible experience teaching English to the child of an undocumented immigrant who was illiterate even in Spanish. And so we worked. He was a very unruly child. I was assigned by one of his teachers who had difficulties with him. And we worked over the course of 2 years. Eventually, he learned English. He graduated from junior high, was the first in his family to graduate from high school. And being patient and working with him, again, was a transformational experience. And I think I grew as a person in terms of learning what's important in life. Here in the U.S., I can't help but think about when people complain about politics and they complain about government, that at the same time they don't get involved and run for office or help out political campaigns or volunteer in their communities. And I can't help but think of a quote from Plato where he says that the consequence of not being involved in your government and not being involved in public service is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. And that's not to say that our current political leaders, Republican or Democrat, are inferiors or a caste of inferiors. But it is to say that if our generation doesn't step up, then we face a huge crisis, a huge deficit where people choose not to get involved in public service and leadership positions. There's so many different ways to get involved outside of politics. As a member of a Bush family, it's easy to say, go out and run for office. But there's non-for-profit organizations that I know that y'all are already involved in your high schools and that you will be involved in college. There's also non-for-profit organizations that affect issues that you feel passionately about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be education or mentoring, but there's so many different special interest groups that you can get involved in.